From a wealth perspective, you became successful very quickly. You also lost that too. Talk to us about that.
Success has never been that far from me, and nor has failure. and I think when I was younger, I was just so ambitious and so driven and so stupid. You know, you're a participant, you know, with the guys like Mike Cannon-Brooks and Scott Farquhar at Atlassian in the Entrepreneur of the Year program, and you know that's your competition. For me, I fell into the trap of just assuming that I was capable, even though I had the right guidance and the mentors in my life. You got to be prepared to listen to these people, and you know that's probably the reason why now I have such a passion to help any entrepreneur wherever they are in the journey.
Yeah.
And because I've been through all of that turbulence, all of that adversity, all of that agitation, and like everyone, I've sabotaged my own path unknowingly.
Yeah.
And so for me, as I went on the journey, I kept winning and winning and winning, but I wasn't realizing that I was actually failing along the way, wasn't acknowledging the failures. And then, overcapitalized on investments. Those investments didn't follow through. I mean, I could be telling a totally different story now if I'd just done a few things differently. But ultimately, for me, it was, I made some really good decisions, but I also made some bad ones. But I also didn't consider the circumstances. So, I always define pre-2010 Kristian 1.0, who was reckless and, was driven by validation.
Yeah.
And that was all from the childhood trauma.
Of course.
Trying to prove, not to my father, but to the world that I was capable and I was able.
Yeah.
And, even through the journey that we've done now, which is Kristian 4.0, we're still uncovering that I still have the challenges, that self-doubt, especially when I initially meet people. And so, I use the same techniques that have helped me get to where I am now, and I'm still using them. And I think that's the challenge, and that's what really has uncovered on this journey with you, is that, and this is where people get that initial perception of me, is because I'm still using the same techniques that got me here, which is, let me walk you through my journey. And this is why now it's so hard, because people ask you, walk me through your journey, and my brain's like, no, right? That's exactly what I'm not meant to do, but it's so hard.
Yeah.
Because, your instinct as an entrepreneur, as someone who's had self-doubt, as someone who's had to work really hard to get to where I am without some silver spoon, without some big investor backing them. I always went solo. That was also another mistake, because I always wanted to eat the biggest piece of pie, and clearly I ate way too much pie. Whereas now it's, for me, the last 5 years have been transformative. It's all about win-win. I've improved as a human being. And it's like, wow. So you just know how much you've grown in that time.
Absolutely. I'd really like to know, what is really important to you?